Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Collector Car Canada podcast. Find our listings at collectorcarcanada.ca. Today, we're going to talk about a 2000 Plymouth Prowler Convertible that's available on our Buy It Now lot. The Prowler has 34,000 miles, and as implied by the imperial measure on the odometer, this is a U.S. market car. It's been in Canada for a solid 15 years, however, and at 34,000 miles, that's right around 55,000 kilometers in the metric system. So the current owner's been the custodian of this car for 10 years, a mature owner, and he bought it because he developed a taste for it when it was released back in the late 90s. I believe the first model year for the Prowler was 1997. And there had been a big buildup for the Prowler from an early 90s show and unveiling as a concept car. So although some people poo-poo the Prowler as for not having a dedicated power plant, it does borrow its power plant from other Chrysler Corporation production vehicles at the time. We think it's pretty neat that Chrysler produced a concept car, showed it at the big shows like Detroit. It got a great review, and Chrysler Corporation decided to produce and sell it. So realistically, if it had not borrowed that 3.5 liter V6 from the Chrysler 300M of the time and some other cars in which it was installed, the car probably never would have been produced. It's a low volume car. The budget would not have been there to produce it otherwise. So, as I say, as implied by the odometer quotation in miles, this is a U.S. market car. It's got some history originally in Michigan, so it stayed very close to where it was built in Michigan. And then it's had history in Pennsylvania, Texas, and Georgia before coming to Canada 12 or 15 years ago. The current owners had it for only 4,000 miles, despite being the owner for 10 years. So an occasional car, fair weather ride only, never out in the snow, certainly, and never out even in rain. He did tell us that he got caught on the rain a few weeks back when getting a repair done on the driver's window. But not too serious, I don't think. The paint scheme of this car is a tribute to the Woodward edition of the Prowler, and those familiar with the cruising scene, certainly in Detroit, would know the name Woodward as a grand boulevard known for cruising and home to the annual Woodward cruise in, I believe it's the third weekend of August every year. A neat opportunity to go for that cruise if you ever have the chance. We love our meets in Canada, but we do hold that one in high esteem. So as I say, it's a 3.5 liter V6 engine. It was good for 250 horsepower, and it's made it to a 4-speed automatic transaxle, and it's an auto stick, as Chrysler likes to call it. So it can be shifted with a tap on the shifter, which is mounted on the floor between the two bucket seats. Two-tone Prowler red with black over an agate leather upholstery. Please do take a look at our gallery of, well, certainly the whole car, but the interior of this car really is near impeccable. The owners of this car have been very careful. Forget about tears or scuffs on the leather seats. It's hard to even find a crease. They really are in nice condition. Black convertible soft top, air conditioning, cruise control. The sound system's by Infinity. It's got an AM/FM cassette stereo with a CD changer mounted behind the passenger seat. So we've got original manufacturer's literature going with this car. Service records, a nice one. And this car has a clean Carfax, always a nice thing to find. A customization of this car is that the bumpers have been removed in favor of a cleaner look that was preferred by a prior owner. Before I get too far into that, it's important to note that not only are the bumpers included with the car. Both front and rear are two-piece bumpers. But the original bolts with which the bumpers were installed at the factory are included. So although someone decided that he wanted to change the look of the car, he knew the importance of being able to return to original. So again, not only are the bumpers included, even the original bolts are included. So up front, being that the bumpers would house the indicator lights, replacement indicator lights have been installed on the car. So those are mounted just below the headlights with a nice clean look. And then on the rear, a valance has been installed, and that again, it gives a neat clean look to the car. Again, some light treatment had to be done because the reverse lights and some reflectors are installed on the rear bumpers. So to pass safety, of course, one would need reverse lights, and they're installed right in that valance I mentioned. So it gives the Prowler, this particular Prowler, a unique look. If someone wants to go back to stock, though, all you need is your wrench to install those original bumpers with the original bolts, which are included with the car. Leather wrapped steering wheel. It's got mounted cruise control controllers. There's a neat Prowler badge in the center of the 3-spoke steering wheel, and that's where the horn is found. And there's an odometer tachometer, which is mounted on above the steering column. And the non-keen Prowler observer might think that this is an aftermarket add-on, but in fact, it's kind of a tribute to an aftermarket add-on, but it is a stock piece. Most of the other gauges are centrally mounted, and those are on a red panel. They're surrounded by a red panel which matches the exterior paint. So there are gauges there, certainly for speedometer, goes up to 150 miles per hour, and that's where one will find the 34,000 miles on the digital 6-character odometer. And then there are gauges for voltage, oil pressure, coolant temp, and fuel level. Under the hood, as I say, 253 horsepower in this engine, and the car comes with a few neat inclusions. The manufacturer's literature is included, as I mentioned, including the owner's manual, service records. The owner's got 2 sets of keys to go with the car. There's a neat chrome Prowler license plate frame, and of course, the car is going to go with a clean Carfax. On our listing at collectorcarcanada.ca for lot 174, some of the videos you'll find are a walk-around video, cold start, idle, and exhaust. The walk-arounds are both with the top up and the top down. And there are a few driving videos, nice and easy, some highway cruising, and a nice easy acceleration video. Supplementing the videos is our normal detail for photos. We have 168 photos on the listing, so please do take a look at those. Again, collectorcarcanada.ca, lot 174, for the 34,000 mile 2000 Plymouth Prowler Convertible. Please take a look. Thanks.